I got my Supernova on September 12th and ordered it on June 13th. That's 91 days. It also took me 100 days before that to finally decide on getting it after contacting 7th Acoustic on Facebook. I'm happy to be doing my first IM review of the Supernova. Each Supernova is custom built. Some are pure black, others purple, some multicolor, and almost any color you can imagine. You get to pick your faceplate from an assortment of colors and patterns available at the time of your purchase. Gaming is amazing on this IEM. Do I think you should buy this IEM to improve your first-person shooter skills and up your kill-to-death ratio? No. But maybe for your overall gaming experience and music experience. It has a great shell, it's super comfortable, it never has sibilance, has a beautiful open and clean sound, detail retrieval during fights is immaculate, and the imaging vertically and horizontally is fantastic. The IM is light and feels durable with its just fantastically textured cable. It's truly a treasure to have for long gaming sessions, as the details of the game will sparkle. I typically find myself using the smooth velvet Divinus tips, which you see right here. You'll notice these stock tips are all quite nice, but I oftentimes find myself either using the Spin Fit, which the blue ones up here, or the Divinus, the middle ones, or the Latex H70 tips. I just find they work better for me and it keeps my experience more consistent. Alright, 7Hz Supernova. Here, this is the case. You can take a look at it. It has a nice foam on the inside here. Looks really good. Right? Like, the only problem is when you have to put it together, hear that sound, and having to twist it every single time is a little bit of a pain. Okay, the comparison a lot of people are looking at. Both of the shells are really nice. I mean, I think you get to custom choose both of them, so they have a lot of similarities in that fact. I mean, their driver technology is a little bit different. The stock cables, and these are both the stock cables that we have here, are really nice. They're both somewhat large IMs, but I find that they both fit really well. I find that sonically, we'll take a look at the graphs here in a bit, are both pretty good. They just have some differences. You know, I mean, I feel like the Monarch is a little bit more snug, whereas the Supernova is slightly less of a better fit, like maybe of a less of a better fit, or slightly a little bit smaller in my ear, but it's still pretty good. Sonically, they're both really quite amazing. It's hard to say. Another thing, this cable, it just drives me nuts on the Monarch because it does have the multi-pin connection. I'm really not about having a stock 4.4 millimeter connection. I just don't find a whole lot of value in them. You will notice that I did steal this cable tie off my 7Hz like IEM, I forget which one. The stock Monarch cable does come with one, but those are just kind of a minor nitpick thing that you can buy from AliExpress for, I think, for like $1 or $2, and it's just an easy thing to have, or you can just do it. There's just, everyone has their slight preferences, but I do like the little cable ties. But I mean, you know, they're both just really amazing IEMs. We're going to look in the graphs. I mean, the technical elements of both of these are just a little bit different, but you'll notice their graphs are insanely close, and it's almost scary how close these two graph, but they do sound much different, yet equally good. While the Buddhasaur is a very solid choice, it isn't perfect. It seems the overall tone and timbre of the Supernova is a little bit better. The Supernova does sound better, but not a great deal better. I would recommend the Buddhasaur to those that want to save money and get 95, maybe even 98% of the way to a Supernova or a top-of-the-line IEM. For the genre of music that I like, the Supernova is better in the texturing of the bass. The Supernova is slightly better tuning and tone of IEM, and the packaging on the Supernova is much better. Although for classical music and pop music, the Buddhasaur is just amazing, exceedingly impressive, and competes with anything I've heard level good. Alright, this is the graph here. You'll notice this, the low, mids, highs. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get to the real squirrel. Come on. Okay, let's talk the Supernova. Alright, so when we look at these graphs, I want you to notice something, that there is a little bit of phase imbalance in here. So when we look at other graphs, you realize there's just a little bit of tolerance in between two units that can make sense. So here, let's go and combine them, and so you can get a view of what that looks like now. And I'm going to add in a few graphs, and a few of these might seem kind of silly, but we'll talk about those in a minute. The first one is kind of a lowball one, something that a lot of people don't rate very highly, but I thought it had a lot of potential and was really pretty good. This is the Canary Phoenix Call. And if you look at this, you'll notice it has a really strong V where it goes really low and comes up really high. And there's kind of this weird 1K to 1.5K hump. And then like its ear gain's a little bit early. And then it just sort of kind of goes across. And it hits my preference target pretty well. I mean, obviously the Supernova does as well, but that's just something to note. The next thing I want to look at is the comparison that I talked about earlier, the Night Oblivion Buddhasaur. So let's go ahead and put that up. And I only graphed the up-down configuration. I guess I could have graphed all of them, but again, it's kind of a challenge to graph them all. And with all the different permutations, it's a little bit of a challenge. So let's go ahead and look at this. You'll notice they both the Oblivion Buddhasaur and the Phoenix Call kind of have that little bit of a hump right here at 1.5K. So let's go and get rid of the Phoenix Call, but that's the main point I wanted to show. And now we look at these two, the 7th Acoustics Supernova and the Night Oblivion Buddhasaur. And you'll notice they're very, very similar. The bass all the way up to about 1K are about the same. There is that weird kind of hump right around 800 to 1K, which I don't think makes a huge impact. But the Buddhasaur does have a little bit of a different energy, a different flow, but its timbre and just its overall sonic characteristics are very good. You notice that it looks like the Supernova might have a little bit more energy, but it hits my target, I think, quite a bit better, and I think it just sounds better in the treble. But again, you're talking about two very high-class IEMs. They both sound really, really well. Let's bring in one more comparison. This right here is the Monarch M Mark III. And this is also one that I think is interesting, but you'll just notice how very, very similar these are, all within maybe 1 to 2 decibels. And I mean, they're almost identical. You know, the Supernova, I think, has this really nice 8K spike that's really right near my curve. I think the Supernova in the treble is a little bit better, and that's kind of what I'm hearing, maybe a little bit in that frequency response there. But it's just an awesome little IEM. But the Monarch does have a lot of characteristics and technical characteristics that the Supernova doesn't, but they're both incredible. This here is my ranking list. Audio is mostly preference, but it is nice to have a quantifying ranking sometimes to know what to buy or what to try yourself. The 7th Acoustics Supernova is a very good quality IEM and nothing short of amazing. It has an almost perfect tuning. Its technical characteristics are exceedingly strong. The IEM is amazing for music, gaming, and for any music genre I throw at it. It has a holographic experience. The bass response could be better. The timbre is a bit juicy and lush, but overall it sounds fantastic, and it's easy recommendation. The only caveat is that it takes a long time to get one. Hey, please comment, like, or subscribe. Any interaction helps the channel grow at no cost to you. I'm just a hobbyist trying to express their opinion on the internet. Thanks.